Now, it's just a year since generative artificial intelligence came into being through OpenAI and its program ChatGPT. Since then, the development of AI by all major tech companies has become their number one priority. Mind you, they've been working on it for a decade or more. But the problem, it seems, is that AI might not be just used for good in the future, but also for nefarious means, potentially raising security risks for both companies and individuals. But maybe AI can also be turned back on the crooks. At least that's what leading cybersecurity company Arctic Wolf is planning. Nick Schneider is the global chief executive of Arctic Wolf Networks and joins me now from Melbourne. Nick, many thanks for your time. This is the balancing act between how fast you can get there and protect people and companies versus how fast the crooks can get there and exploit them, isn't it?
That's exactly right. And I think the unfortunate circumstance is that the bad actors are already there and already leveraging this technology against organizations and the people within those organizations. And I think cybersecurity vendors and the cybersecurity community as a whole is working as fast as we can to make sure that we leverage that AI in a positive means back against those bad actors, but also being smart about the way in which we do it so we don't, end up in a situation that's worse than we began with.
So you've just done a complete survey around the world to see just the state of preparedness of business, of government, of organisations to work out whether they are ready and prepared for this. So that's come out today. Broadly, what do you think the state of readiness is for governments and for business?
Yeah, I think we're seeing that a lot of businesses, or most businesses, feel like cybersecurity and AI within cybersecurity is something that they have to pay keen attention to and is something that they're going to have to invest in as we look forward. I think, unfortunately, most of those organizations also feel like they're underprepared and are looking for ways to advance their ability to leverage AI in a proactive manner, not only for cybersecurity, but other means within their businesses. And I think the trick is that you have to have data scientists, you have to have the talent and the technology kind of within your organization to be able to leverage it appropriately. And if not, you have to look to third parties that have made those investments or have that technology to help you as a business kind of leverage it in the way that makes the most sense for you.
Isn't it also a truism that just as Google is smarter than me, it might not be as intuitive as I am, but it's certainly smarter than I am in terms of the stuff it knows, that artificial intelligence is also going to be, in most cases, smarter than individuals or indeed organisations. And that's the reason why, in the hunt for bad actors, in the hunt for threats and risks in organisations, artificial intelligence will come into its own.
Yeah, I think so. You have to remember that AI still requires some prompting and still requires an intelligent question to kind of send it down the right path. And I think it's going to be really important for organizations to understand where they can leverage AI in a way that is risk-free or helps to improve efficiency or helps with various aspects of their business, but also not go so fast into AI and generative AI to end themselves up in a position where they've actually done something that is not as intended or could actually end them up in a worse position than they began. So I think it's going to be a balancing act of making sure that we respond to what the bad actors are doing with regards to cybersecurity, making sure that we leverage and improve our ability to integrate AI into the workflows and the work streams of not only cybersecurity, but also the operations of a whole of various businesses, but also to be smart about the way in which we do it and be measured about the manner in which we implement it into the systems and the tools that we use.
In some of the very big cybersecurity risks and issues that have happened here in Australia, I'm thinking of Optus, there's Medibank Private, our biggest private health insurer. In some of those, it's seemed to have either been a human error or indeed it's been a human vulnerability that it's allowed the hackers effectively into the system. Do you sense that artificial intelligence in the future could really close up those gaps?
Yeah, I think so. I think, companies are looking for ways to build out a tighter security operation. I think AI can play a role in making that operation more efficient or can provide a higher level of efficacy. But at the end of the day, I still think, at least in today's world, that this marriage of kind of technology and the human element is really important. And I think what we're seeing is bad actors are using, AI to, write phishing emails or write different languages where employees look at it and think, wow, this sounds exactly like or looks exactly like a communication that I would expect, whereas that wasn't always true of phishing. So I think it's going to be something that evolves over time. I think it's going to be something that, at least in the short term here, still requires a human element to kind of help make sure that it's being done properly. But over time, I certainly think it will become something that becomes mainstream within cybersecurity and kind of operations of businesses wholesale.
I'll tell you what, something we'll come back and speak with you about in the future when you're in Australia. Nick Schneider, Global Chief Executive of Arctic Wolf Networks. Many thanks for your time today.
Thank you.